Hey everybody, it's another week of Karmic Creations, Crystals and Tarot. It's been a while, 2 weeks maybe since I've done this. But here I am, I'm back. So let's talk about stones today. Today we're going to talk about this one, which is my most unique crystal that I have. This is Black Obsidian, and we're going to talk about it in just a second. First, let's do our little disclaimer. Do not use crystals instead of medical attention. Okay? Like I always say to you, don't take a crystal, hold it over your head and say, oh, those brain aneurysms, I'm going to fix them with a crystal. No, you're not. See a doctor. Get help. It's what you have to do. But let's start talking about this. Black Obsidian. Black Obsidian is a volcanic stone. It is rated a 5, 5.5 on the most hardness scale. I would not recommend throwing it down and seeing how hard you can throw it before it breaks because it is beautiful. Look at this. See those designs in it? And it's sharp, super sharp, which is why I love it so much. Did you know that a long time ago, people used to make arrowheads out of obsidian? So this was used to make weapons. And if I wanted to like stab somebody with this, I probably could, but it's not who I am. I would never do it. So, and plus, who wants to ruin such a pretty crystal by stabbing somebody with it? But anyway, obsidian, very grounding. So if you're trying to find your connection to earth, if you're trying to calm the craziness that's going on in your head and the craziness that's going on in your world, obsidian's the way to go. Keep it with you, helps ground, helps connect you to earth, helps connect you also to spirit. So first, let's talk about the protective qualities. I actually, before we do that, it's all about me, so I'm going to talk about me for a minute. I actually got this when I was obsessed with Game of Thrones a few years ago, 8 years ago now, and I was binge watching all of the seasons. So, and then I found this piece of obsidian. I was like, what? Because if you followed Game of Thrones, you know that obsidian is known as dragon glass, and dragon glass is what they needed to kill the White Walkers in Game of Thrones. So that's when I got my dragon glass. So zombies or White Walkers ever come around, I'm good to go. I'm ready. So let's talk about the protection that obsidian gives. Obsidian protects from everything negative, gets rid of negative energy around you, grounds you, helps put you more in touch with yourself and who you are. Obsidian can help you get rid of things that have really messed up your chakras in the past, things that have messed up your aura in the past. Anything that does not suit you, carrying obsidian, meditating with obsidian is going to help you get rid of all of that. So obsidian's awesome like that. This is something I just learned about obsidian and I'm obsessed with it and I'm going to try it. There are people who say you can use obsidian for scrying, which is like connecting to people who've passed before you, I guess. I think that's what scrying is. That's what it took when I was reading this. But they say that if you stare into a piece of obsidian like this, see all the patterns? Isn't that wild? So these are not geometric patterns because of the way obsidian heats and cools. But when I look at mine, it looks almost like fingerprints in it, which I think is pretty wild. But what I was reading, they say that if you stare into an obsidian sphere or you stare into an obsidian piece like this, that you can actually see the images of your loved ones who have passed away. And you can get messages from them through the obsidian. So I'm so going to try that later. My family's probably going to look at me like I'm a lunatic, but that's okay. They think I'm crazy half the time. Anyway, so obsidian, it calms your anxiety. It brings emotional balance into your life. It protects you from everything negative, and it connects you to your higher being. So it can help you with meditation. It can help you connect to the other side. I love the obsidian for the grounding qualities of it. I feel like when I hold a piece of obsidian like this, I feel like I can breathe. I feel like I can just focus on whatever it is I need to focus on, and I don't have to worry about all those crazy thoughts coming into my head, all those random thoughts coming into my head and distracting me. So that's obsidian. Pretty cool, right? It is a base or root chakra stone. So it activates your root chakra. It can clear the energy in your root chakra, and it protects you from everything that's negative. So that's Obsidian. That's my crystal for the week. Isn't that a really cool piece? Like I said, I got this when I was going through my Game of Thrones phase, which there's nothing wrong with that. Kind of like Game of Thrones. Kind of makes me want to rewatch the whole series again. Might have to do that. So this is my Obsidian or my dragon glass. Get yourself a piece. It helps you with grounding, helps with protection. And if you're trying to connect, sorry about that. My words are not coming out right today. If you're trying to connect with someone who has passed away, try it. Use this, try it, stare into it. See if it'll help you. And if you do that and it works for you, I would love to hear about it. I would love to hear about your experiences. Leave me a message, like and comment on this post. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe now. We're going to get right into tarot. And instead of going right into tarot time, like I've said before, we're going to talk a little bit about a tarot deck. So the one I picked out for today, because I'm going with my Game of Thrones theme right here with my dragon glass, I have this Game of Thrones Tarot. Kind of a cool set. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to show you some of the cards. This is what it looks like inside. I don't know if you've ever seen a tarot deck. Some people haven't, and they're curious about them. So most tarot decks come with the cards on one side and then a little book on the other side. And that book tells you what all the cards mean. So what's cool about tarot is you don't have to be psychic to be a tarot reader. You should be intuitive, but you don't have to be intuitive to be a tarot reader, because the tarot tells its own story. So you're just really the muse, or whatever you want to call it, the person who's just telling the story. You're just really the storyteller. You're just reading the cards. The cards are telling the story on their own. And that's why you shuffle them and they go in a certain order. But so this is the little book that comes with the Game of Thrones Tarot. And if you look, it has teeny tiny words in it. But if you look, that says card 11, Justice. Just like in the Rider-Waite Tarot. Card 11 in the Major Arcana is the Justice card. So the Game of Thrones Tarot, most of the cards go through and they follow the same pattern as the Rider-Waite. They use the same names as the Rider-Waite. Card 5, the Hierophant. And the only real difference is that the pictures that you see go along with the theme of the cards. So this one, we have the same decks as we had before. We have the 8 of Swords. We have the 2 of Spears. So if you've done this with me before, you know that there are no spears in the Rider-Waite deck, but there are wands. So the spears in this case take the place of the wands. And once you figure that out, it makes it a lot easier to read. I'm just looking up. We have this, the coins instead of pentacles. And it's actually not uncommon. A lot of decks will do that because people hear pentacles and they think, ooh, that's bad, witchy stuff. So a lot of decks change it to coins instead. But in the Rider-Waite, it was the pentacles. And that's as it should be. But if you're freaked out by the word pentacles and you want to say coins instead, have at it. Be you. Do what you got to do. And then it also has cups, which are your love cards. And if you notice, the characters in all of these go along with Game of Thrones, which is kind of wild. And this was actually a gift for me that I received. My husband bought this deck for me when we were still dating because we were like binging the whole Game of Thrones stuff together. It was our thing. And he saw the tarot deck. He knows I like tarot. So that's what he decided to get me as a special gift. So I am going to do our single card tarot from this deck. If you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button now. Hey y'all, it's tarot time. Tarot time with Karmic Creations, Crystals, and Tarot. I am currently shuffling the deck, and it's not going well for me because it does not want to shuffle, but it's okay. We're going to make it work. And if it's not shuffling like that, it's usually because the deck is ready to go. And oh my gosh, look at that. Like, those cards do not want to go in there. So we're just going to do this real quick. Tarot time. I am going to read today with the Game of Thrones tarot. If you don't know why, then you should go back and watch the beginning of the video that I just did, because we talked about Obsidian Dragonglass. So this deck is good to go. One last shuffle. I'm going to put it into 3 piles and then see what the universe needs you to know. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and put them back. And I'm really hoping that it is not that frickin' 3 of Swords who we do not like. So let's see. Today's card is the 2 of Spears. So as I was saying before, this deck does follow the Rider-Waite for the most part. In this case, though, we have spears instead of wands. So this will go along with the 2 of Wands. 2 of Spears. So with the 2 of Spears, you have someone. There's a spear on each side. In this case, it is Daenerys. I believe that's what her name was. It's been a while since I watched Game of Thrones. But she's looking out over the water. There's a spear on each side. And this is about what to do. It's a dilemma. What choice needs to be made? So this card is all about making a choice. You see the 2 spears, they really represent a choice that is either staying where you are in what is probably a stagnant, boring situation, or leaving the security of everything you know and taking a chance. So if this card is for you, take a chance. Stop sitting back and letting life happen to you. Go out, explore, but don't do it alone. Because if you look, there are 2 spears. That means you do not have to be alone in your journey. Find someone to go with. Pick a partner, someone you can rely on, somebody you want to have adventures with, and go for it. Leave the comforts of your home. Start a new job. Find a new house. Start a new life somewhere else. But don't do those things alone. Find that person who you are meant to be with and just run away with them. Run away with them and let the universe take care of you. So on the other hand, you could make the choice to stay where you are, not take those chances, but sooner or later, the universe is going to push you out of your comfort zone. So you can do it on your own willingly, or you can wait for the universe to make you move. So 2 of Spears, it's all about choices. Make those choices to go on an adventure with someone who sets your soul on fire. If you haven't liked and subscribed to Karmic Creations, Crystals, and Tarot, do it now. And I'll be back in a week or 2 with another edition. Bye.